Hi, Stitchers!
Hi!
Welcome to the Pattern Queens Flosstube number 37. Today is Sunday, July 5th, and I am Laura.
And I'm Keisha.
And this is a channel about cross-stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans.
I started to say, and this is a channel about Flosstube. That didn't
work. Well, we do sometimes talk about Flosstube.
And we will today. You know what? You gave me a perfect lead in.
Right.
This morning I watched Creatively Yours, who is Debbie in the Netherlands. And I go through my list like alphabetically and catch up with people. So I'm a couple behind on her right now. I love to watch this woman. First off, she has a lovely accent that, just draws me in for the whole thing. Then she really enjoys her stitching. She values her stitching time. And the one that I watched was her second half wrap up of Mania. And I got to see all sorts of projects from her. And I have a couple more to watch to catch up. But she is just lovely. So Creatively Yours, Debbie.
Nice.
Did you get to watch any Flosstube?
I haven't really watched a whole lot of Flosstube, but I will give you a TV recommendation. So this week, my husband and I have started watching the show that's just called Babies on Netflix because, of course, babies are top of mind right now in our house. And each episode goes through the science of something different. So there's like the science of baby's sleep and like their first words and eating and crawling. And it's really cool. There's just a lot of different things that I've learned that I'm like, I never thought about that.
So there is, it's like a whole new world you're stepping into there.
Right.
So, okay, well, I skipped over one thing in my excitement to talk about Debbie, and that is to welcome you to our video.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Yeah. Sunday morning, Keisha and I have talked, and we probably have one more together if we can sneak it in next week.
Right.
Because
before maternity leave.
Yes. And it'll be during the Frogwarts retreat that Katie and I are hosting.
Yes.
So I'm planning to sneak away back here and film. And it may look a little different because I'll have to film on a different device. But anyway, yeah, that'll be it.
We're getting close to baby time, guys. And don't worry, you'll see the baby once he gets here. I'll make sure that there's at least a picture for Laura.
We'll do something, huh? You talked to us yesterday and said that you would let us come over, so maybe we'll just film a little segment together.
Right. Yeah, you'll have some stitching and I'll be like, this is the only thing I've been working on.
No, I won't bring stitching. It'll be all about you and the baby.
Okay. That's because he might get into your stitching and you don't want that.
There you go. It'll be Flosstube extra.
Right.
Okay, how about we move on to finishes? Because I know somebody who has a finish.
Hey, it's me. I had a finish, but Laura actually has it in her possession.
So
I finished the model for Frogwarts. Laura's already shown you hers that she did with overdyed floss, but I did mine in all DMC. There's a little bit of DMC etoile in there, so you can see kind of some of the sparkly bits there on the snitch and the key and on the mirror there. And I just loved this. It was a really interesting thing to stitch because up top there are some smaller motifs that were just fun and some more solid blocks of color, but then you get those really intricate back-stitched wings. So that was, those were a challenge because as you can see, they're pretty detailed and they're supposed to match. So trying to get those to match.
Look at this jelly bean. Katie and Keisha collaborated, and like that was a Tutti Frutti jelly bean. Katie just redid the jelly beans to use the existing DMC flosses.
Right, because in the in the overdyed conversion, they're all the same color, but it's a very variegated one.
Yes.
And so for the DMC, I was like, well, maybe it should be something that we already have in our kit, that we bought a floss so that no one has to go out and find their LNS and,
Yep.
order some specialty.
Well, and maybe the version I stitched, they're in Bethlehem because we were in a hurry to get done so we could get it to the finisher.
Right.
So, but it's okay. We like them. These are the wings she's talking about.
Yeah, they're very intricate wings, and they're supposed to match. And I tore those wings out a couple of different times trying to get it to lay right.
The other thing I want to show you is that Keisha was stitching on 36 count, and this verse is over 1 on 36 count.
Yeah, that's another fun thing. So there's all the solid stitching up top, and then there's over 1 and eyelets down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's really good variety of different sort of stitches. I have never done over 1 on 36 count. Those are the smallest stitches I have ever done.
And I've been telling people for those eyelet stitches, especially if you're on Ada and you don't want to pierce the center, a Smyrna cross would be perfect in all of this. It would, because you would go from the holes.
Right.
Although our friend Athena said, well, you could do the eyelet and just go to the holes. It would just be more square than roundish. So.
Right. And for our friends who are stitching that pattern on Ada, there's also a conversion to do the verse at the bottom as a backstitched instead of over 1, because doing that over 1 on Ada would be a nightmare.
Yes. And it will fit in the exact same space.
Yes.
With the backstitch. So Katie was really careful to get it in there and make sure that it would all still be the same space. So you have no additional you have no changes to it other than just to use the backstitch.
And a funny story about finishing up that piece. So I was bound to determine that I was going to finish it last Sunday after we filmed. But whenever I got done filming, my husband was like, maybe we should watch birthing class videos. Because of COVID, we haven't been able to go do an in-person birthing class. And so I'm like, well, great. Especially exactly how I wanted to spend my Sunday. So we watched those. So I didn't get as much stitching time as I wanted to last Sunday. And so then I'm like, okay, Monday, finishing this up. And you guys texted me and were like, hey, we're bringing something over. And it was our Frogwarts box, which I did not bring down to show everyone because our international friends have not gotten the boxes yet. So,
although we were really excited because Katie saw the updates and they have already been checked in and are shipping out of the US.
Oh, amazing.
So,
yeah.
Maybe.
But so I was like, oh man, I have to hurry up and finish this so that I can give it to them whenever they're here because I do not want this model anymore. And so you messaged me and you're like, we're on our way to your house. Like, I have 2.5 jelly beans left, and you told me to stitch fast. And jokingly, I said, I'm going to come out and finish this in your car. And so then I brought it out, and I actually did finish it in your car. And then Katie was looking at it, and she was like, oh, you missed like 4 stitches. So then I had to put in those stitches.
Which Katie or I would have been happy to do at home, but Keisha really wanted to get all those stitches in herself.
Yes. So that was how that model was finished.
And it's a beautiful job. I love it. And that's stitched on 36 count parchment linen from Fiber on a Whim.
Yes. And I would recommend Fiber on a Whim. The weave is pretty, like, it's pretty open for a 36, I thought.
It feels really nice. Okay, so here's a spot where there isn't any stitching. I've got it all folded though. Like you had it. There we go. There you can probably see it's very sheer, but not when you're stitching on it. I mean, like, I know you can see me behind it, but it's a really nice weave.
Yeah, it was really nice, and it doesn't feel super, super tiny when you're working on it.
It's a Zweigert base because it has the orange and the selvage. So, okay, next on our list is stash.
Stash. Do you want to start with stash?
I have a lot of stash. Do you want to start or do you want me to?
I guess I'll start with stash because I have less. So as you'll find out from Laura, she went to Cecilia's in Branson on her birthday. So happy belated birthday, Laura.
Thank you.
And of course, they got me goodies because they weren't going to take a 37-week pregnant lady with them all the way to.
Could have, but we let you decide, right?
That my husband didn't really want me to go because I think he had visions of, oh no, my wife went into labor and I'm going to have to drive 3 hours to get to her. So I know you wouldn't take it.
Where to get up?
But anyway,
the cat was trying to figure out how to get up on the bed with Katie.
Oh. So I got, and I'm not going to pull it all out because there's a lot here, but I got these 2 Ziploc bags stuffed with just small cuts of fabric. And I'm very excited about them. I kind of went through, and there are some good pieces of just like natural linen. There's some Aida in there. There's all sorts of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to find little smalls and freebies to put on all of it.
Katie and I each kept one piece.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is a plain linen that there were multiples of in the bag. So
right. And then they got me this little pig needle minder. It's so cute. I love it. I have a couple of different pig projects that like I work on for my grandma, and I always use a pig needle minder for them. So that's why the pig thing. But I'm very excited about this needle minder. And then, okay, so as great as the fabric remnants are, as great as the needle minder is, they're not my favorite piece of stash from them.
No.
My favorite piece of stash is a baby shower present that I got in the mail from Connie over at Count Twice Stitch Once. Hi, Connie and Melina. And it's this beautiful cross-stitched piece. And you're getting some
cute.
Guys, this is over 1 on 32 count. And it's called You and Friends from Susanna Machado Design.
It is fabulous.
Yes. Connie stitched this for the baby's room. And this is on, it's 1 over 1 on 32 count Wexford linen in summer skies.
Really pretty.
And I just love this. And of course, you know, like I messaged Connie and I'm like, oh, it's a treasure. I'm so excited about it. Cause like, you know, as a stitcher, like I looked at this for 10 minutes and was just like, it's so great. And and she's like, well, I hope that it works for the baby's room. And I'm like, I'm putting it next to the chair that I'm going to sit in whenever I'm in the baby's room so that I can look at it all the time. I just love that. So anyway, that's my stash for this week. And thank you again, Connie. It's wonderful.
Okay, and I think you have to tell your husband's and your mother-in-law's reactions to it.
So I get it in the mail and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I can't believe that someone stitched this for me. It's amazing. And so I give it to my husband and he's like, oh yeah, that's a cool sheep. And he just held onto it for a little bit. And I'm like, isn't the over 1 stitching amazing? Like those that are so tiny and it's just so great. And he's like, uh-huh. And so then my mother-in-law came to drop something off at our house this weekend. And she comes in and she's a stitcher. And so I'm like, look at this. And she's like, oh my gosh, those stitches are so tiny. This looks so good. I could not do this. So it was appreciated by a couple of stitchers. And my husband likes the picture.
Yes. Which is, you know,
right.
That's good.
But I'm glad I had someone else to be like, do you see how crazy this is?
It's so fun. Okay, so yes, Friday was my birthday. Thursday, Katie and I did this craziness. I washed it this morning and it has washed out some and I will refresh it, but it's rose gold, which maybe I thought I was getting pink instead of more orangey rose gold. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's okay. It's crazy bright.
Right.
So,
It was pretty bright in person when I saw you yesterday.
Yes, it faded a lot when I washed it. So I think this is one that's going to wash out quickly. And okay, you guys know what color my hair is. This is the Overtones dye, and it's like a paste, but it's a conditioner paste. So like my hair feels really good. One of the reasons I stopped dyeing my hair is that I noticed I was getting a lot of messed up ends and flyaways, and I just didn't want to keep doing that to my hair. So we're trying this just to see how it works. So I may have to hit up Connie and find out exactly what she uses, because I know hers is similar. So, and then we went with Athena and Lisa from Stitching with Friends to Branson, and we told them no birthday presents, and they did not listen. But they insist it's just something small. So from Lisa, I got this.
Nice.
They're just fun socks from Blue Q. Blue Q, you guys, if you don't know, is fun, snarky things, but also has some sweet things too, and you know, just some funny, silly things. And then Athena, I think probably on her trip to Universal, to Harry Potter World, brought me this.
Ooh.
Let's start this way. Isn't that cool?
That's
And
cool.
look at the handle on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the back side, and I can't turn it for you because it's full of coffee, but it says Ravenclaw.
Nice.
So, and yes, I am a Ravenclaw. I have on one of the Ravenclaw shirts that I was given for my birthday. And
Nice.
it's purple. So it's just perfect. I think I got myself set. Maybe a little bit up. There we go.
I'm accidentally wearing my Hufflepuff house colors today, but it's also just a football t-shirt from my high school.
That's funny. Okay, I also got, let me start with this. So Athena was looking for a color of floss, and she just is having problems finding it.
If anybody has cherry cobbler, you will make her day.
Gentle Arts Cherry Cobbler is what she's looking for. But so we ran into the quilt shop, Quilter's Station, and I picked up La Vita è Bella from Shepherd's Bush. Life is Beautiful. And that is what it looks like.
Wow, cute.
And this is most of the floss for it. I had a few more I needed to get, but I'm not sure that I did. And it's just really sweet. It's a smallish chart, and I probably just totally flashed you guys the chart. But it's a very sweet one, and I really liked it. Okay, then I'm trading bags here. Then in Branson, Katie and I have decided this is it. We have got to behave ourselves after this. I bought a hoop.
Nice.
And I don't know if it's my arthritis thing or what, but I am having a hard time turning the little crank. And maybe it just needs to be turned over and over and over for a while.
Sometimes they're a little stiff whenever you first get them.
But I really like it. And who did I decide? Is it Access Commodities?
I'm not sure.
I think that's right. I had a tag on it, and I left the tag in the other room. And I don't even know if I had that the right way up. I think I do, because, yeah. So that's it. I got that hoop. And then I got it. Bless you, Katie. Katie's having morning allergies.
Oh, man.
I got Pomegranate Santa from Plum Street Samplers.
Oh, very nice.
Really love that one. Then I got this really cute Be Proud from Needle Bling Designs. I don't think I'll do that on yellow. I think I'll do it on something else. It was just fun. I may already have this in my stash. It's Refuse to Sink from the To the Beach series by Hands On Designs, and it goes this way.
Fun.
And you see it says grab bag. They do grab bag things, and that was actually its own grab bag. Usually you get about 4 things in it. I have been eyeing this pattern from Lottie Da, Eeny Meeny, and it just says Eeny Meeny Miny Mo. And I love this thing, and I will, of course, change colors and make it more me. Oh, there's evidently a half road stitch in here somewhere. That's fun. But that was in one of the grab bags along with 3 other patterns, which Katie and I are sharing. So I got this cute one from Summer House from her Postcards from the Heart series. Summer House Stitchworks Best Seal. And this one is Found Objects. So this is a glass. And the other one is a chandelier.
Fun. I like those.
Those would be kind of fun smalls, maybe just something interesting. And then I found, they had just put a whole bunch of Halloween stuff in a basket and marked it half off.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I got Raven Bewitched from Blackbird Designs. You know me and the Ravens.
Yes, that's perfect.
I'm excited for that. And that actually, okay, so it looks like it's one color. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different colors.
Wow.
Because like this one is reddish.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you get that. And then this one has some other color coming out from it. So yeah, we'll see.
Wow.
Fun. I may not do it in different colors. I may just choose a pretty one that I like and go. But Shepherd's Bush, I was feeling it. This one is called Pumpkin Harvest.
Oh, fun. I like that pumpkin.
Yeah, and it's really bright. We'll see what I do. I mean, I may make it, I don't know. I'll play with it. The pictures are always interesting, right? Okay, Kathy Barrick. Who doesn't like Kathy Barrick? I love this one. It's called October 31st.
Oh, yes, I love this pattern.
Isn't that great? And Katie has the other one. I don't think, you could leave mine by my spot in the other room, please. Our smoothies just got delivered.
I know which one is.
Katie will tell you. Katie got a really cool Kathy Barrick pattern, and I don't know that I could come up with it right away here. But I also got the February issue of Just Cross Stitch. And there is one reason that I got this book, this magazine, and it is because when Katie did the vendor reveal of Tiny Modernist on our Halloween box, our trick-or-treat box, this piece is what she used. And I'm like, I need that pattern.
That's so pretty.
Don't you love that?
I love that.
I counted this one, and it only has 10 different flosses in it, and they're all DMC.
Oof.
And she used just 28 count ash gray Annabelle. So I'll find something pretty to do that.
Yeah.
Those are all my patterns. Then, like a handful of floss that I need for something.
Right.
Okay, here's my crazy one. This is from the Primitive Hair, and I love Primitive Hair fabric. However, this is how it was wrapped. Katie and I are totally excited about the beautiful blue fabric. This is what we got. And, I'm sure I will come to terms with it, but I was just really frustrated that it was folded in such a way that I had no idea. I mean, even if they had folded, this way, I would have gotten that it was going to change. Right. And I probably would have chosen something else because I love the fabric. you know, but that just, and we did talk in the car yesterday about maybe I'll choose one of my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow and put just one block on there and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find something good for it.
I will.
Just, it's frustrating whenever something isn't what you expected, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll find something good. Or you just have the piece, and so the bottom half you stitch one thing, and the top half you stitch a different thing.
Yeah. And I think from pictures that I've seen, I think I actually have more dark blue than what they normally do on them. Not by a lot, but a little. Then I got this piece of, it's called Marianne, and it's by Painter's Threads, and it's a hand-painted linen. And okay, so this one, it was in the package like this. That's all I knew about it, and that was enough to sell me. This one I could have taken out and looked at. I didn't feel like I needed to. The other one, you know, they get bound with twine, so I couldn't really take it. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Is that great?
That's wonderful.
Katie got a fun fabric from them. And when she is doing the maternity leave fill-in, she'll show you. Katie has a huge bag. She said you need to hurry up and have that baby because the bag is too full. She can't.
I'm going to have to be on maternity leave for weeks just so that Katie has time to show off all of her stash.
Yeah, I don't think we could do it all at once. That would be like a 3-hour tour. Right. So that one I was really happy with. It was cool. And then the one that just made me gasp is this one is just called, it's 32 count Miguel's Navy. I don't know who the maker is on this one because they didn't have it labeled. Look at this.
Oh wow, you were feeling blues.
This is like a purpley blue, but yeah, I was just like, dang, that's so pretty.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm excited to see what all you put on these.
I threw this in my basket, and they said, "Do you need us to cut that?" And I said, "I'm gonna look at it for a while, and then we'll come talk." And they're like, "Okay." And when I looked at it, that's all that was left, and I thought, I'm just taking the whole thing. There is no need to do anything else with that. I keep hitting things here, so I'm gonna have to rebag this quickly and wiggle the mouse, or we're going to end up stopping recording, and that would not be good.
No.
So that, I do have one more piece of stash.
Okay.
And it's like the cutest one. So I was on Instagram. And up popped this adorableness. It's a Leslie Hurley bag.
Oh, wow. That's cute.
Look at that cute little top. And look at her tag. Have I got it there now? Look at her tag.
Oh, fun.
Leslie is Fat Cat Flossing, PHAT, Fat Cat Flossing on Instagram. This is that fabric all over.
Oh, that's fun.
And she raises cats. She breeds cats. So look at the inside, what she did.
Oh, that's fun. I love polka dots.
Ooh, right? Oh, it just made me so happy. I couldn't stand it. And I did throw a little more of the stash in here. I forgot that. Let's see. Is that one? Yes, that is one too. I threw a couple of things in here to show. So from the same shop, still from Cecilia's, we found Boo Scurry Yum. And it's from Raise the Roof.
Oh, that's fun.
Is that hysterical?
I love that.
So it has some little buttons, which I may already have in my stash. because when our L&S closed, I bought a ton of buttons and charms and things from them. Then Katie and I saw all of these done up as the cute little pillows in the shop, and we had to get them. It's the summer schoolhouse. It's lessons in Abecedarian summer schoolhouse designs by Brenda Gervais. So this is the first one, A through F.
Oh, wow.
And then the next one is 2 pillows, and they're backwards on here. It's H through K and L through P. And then I may change the Q and the R because it reads funny to me. There's that one. Can you see that? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one is the rest of the alphabet, W through Z. Now, here's what really sold us. This is how they had them displayed.
Oh, that's cute.
I mean, in Cecilia's, it's not a box, it's a little basket, but is that adorable?
Yeah, that's fun.
And we just couldn't. Oh, Katie thinks they were over one. But then they also have this little strawberry, so she must help you with how to get that. And they did a horn book up here. So just fun, you know. And I feel like that's something that we can play with and do. I may have to look and see if there are hashtags for it and see what happens. And the other thing I got is from Dying for Cross Stitch, I got some silk floss. No, cotton floss, sorry. And this is in the colorway Earth. I think you're going to see it through here.
Ooh.
Is that fabulous?
I love that.
If I could have gotten more of that, I would have bought enough to do Pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But my other thought for Pandemic is really weird. I'm thinking about using the color 4000 in the DMC color variations floss.
Mm.
Okay, so next up are whips.
All right. Well, I worked on lots of different things this week.
Because you were so excited you had to finish, right?
For sure. So the first thing I did was finish up the model, which you saw earlier. And the next thing I worked on was the mini Heaven and Earth design chart that I'm doing for the baby's room, which he won't get until he's 5. That's the joke at our house. And it's a cheeky escape. And the artwork is by Lucy Pittaway. I just love this. It's so happy. The colors are so bright.
It is. It's so fun.
So this is where I got this week. It's not that exciting, but I do have some lighter blue splotches going on now, so it's not just one color this week.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if those are clouds starting.
It looks like part of, so I'm going to zoom in, way in on the picture here. It looks like I'm getting some of this over here to the side where it's starting to define some of the clouds.
So kind of the wispy stuff in the clouds, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, it's exciting. So, but I'm only in 3 colors. There's only 3 colors in this so far. So, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count linen.
Do you know what the stitch count is on it?
Yeah, let me look at it real quick. I mean, it's 325 by 324. So.
It's almost square. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad though.
No. So it says on 25 count, if you haven't stitched a Heaven and Earth design before, it's all kind of charted for 2/1 on 25 count. But I find that for the most part, the coverage of 1/1 is good. But this says that on 25 count fabric, it'll be 13 inches by 12 7/8 inches. So it'll be a good sized one. So I worked on that. And then I actually did Hawk Run Holiday this week.
Woohoo!
And I started on this block here.
Which, of course, has a peacock.
Of course, right up here. And
we saw that in the shop, and it looks like there are only 4 blocks without a peacock.
Yeah. Next month, there's one that doesn't have a peacock. Wait. I think there's one. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because the last block doesn't look like it has some sort of bird. Anyway.
The last one has a peahen, is what I decided.
Yes. But anyway, this doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, except for it's all solid at the bottom with snow.
Oh, this is one that you have to fill in the snow.
Yep. So whenever you first look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's not stitched at the bottom, but it is.
Yeah, but that huge building was like, I'm sorry, I hate to say that to you.
I have some huge buildings in this one. But I felt like, it was pretty good progress. I'm getting sleepy earlier and earlier, but I got the top border in and then all the words there. So
awesome.
So I thought that was pretty good for my evening of stitching. And then the next thing I worked on, and that's on 40 count. It's 1/2 on 40 count. The next thing I did was, if you don't know, Lindy Stitches is having a free stitch along, and this is what the pattern is so far. And now we know this week that it's called Onward Noble Steed.
Fun.
Last week, the title was a mystery. And I am stitching this just on a piece of 14 count Aida that we found at Cece's. But that's it so far. I have both parts.
So pretty.
So I'm really enjoying it. It's just 14 count Aida. It's an easy thing to stitch. It's charted completely in DMC, but she does suggest one overdyed floss, which has not been used yet. So I'm excited to see how that's used. And next week is the last week for it. All you have to do to get this stitch along is to go to Lindy Stitches' website and sign up for her mailing list. And it comes on Friday as part of her mailing list. And whenever I got the pattern last week, it had all of week 1's pattern in it. So there's still time. You can still sign up to do that piece.
Awesome. And so now you won't get the next one till this coming Friday, and you have to hope that you can stitch it really fast, right?
Right. Because there's a lot of last minute baby preparations that have to happen this weekend. And there's also a retreat on, and I'm just going to be the busiest person. And then the last thing I worked on, I pulled out a Mill Hill because it sounded fun. This is Moonstruck.
Ooh, I love the colors.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I think this is one of the few patterns I have that has a cat in it. Because I'm not really a cat person, I'm more of a dog person, but I just liked this one. And this is where I'm at.
Whoa.
So I got quite a bit of progress on this. I did all this magenta down here and all of it over here, and then some up here. Like
okay, is your color true? Oh, the color keeps changing on it.
Well, it's kind of hard because there's...
Okay, is it real bright, or is it more muted?
Here we go. If I hold it further away, this is true of the color.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out, because it was like, either way it was pretty. I just needed to know which one it was.
Yeah, no, the closer I got, the more it was dark. So, yep, this is pretty true to color right here.
That is so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'll probably work on that once we're done filming, because I'm just having a good time. It's nice to have something kind of easy to stitch.
Cool.
So that was all of my whips for this week.
Awesome. You know that I did end up spinning, and we, for Father's Day, got my husband another chair so that he can sleep in 2 different places and not have to always be in the living room. And in trying to clean out all of the extra stuff and move things around, somewhere my 10 and 20 bag has been misplaced.
Oh no.
So I did not get to work on my 10 and 20. So that
Right.
one is going to stay the same until I get somewhere around that I can find it again.
Okay.
But I did spin out of just my bucket o' whips that I've chosen to touch this year, Morning Song by Lavender and Lace. Take a good look at that. It's solid stitching inside, but you can see her fabric on the outside. And I think I would probably leave. And I mean, the skirt kind of tucks out into the border anyway.
Right.
And I sent this in a round robin several years ago. Mine is stitched on 28 count Apple Blossom. It's just a Witchelt color. I'm not sure it's really gonna, let me put my paper behind it. This is what mine looks like.
Oh, wow.
And it would be really hard. Okay, so all of this was already stitched. What I worked on is a bunch of this confetti stitching in here.
Ooh, yeah.
And I put in a total of 465 stitches in 3 days.
Wow.
Which, as confetti heavy as that was,
Right.
I
That's
felt like was pretty good.
Yeah.
So the first day I was just tired and I didn't do much. I only did 67 stitches the first day. So, and it was kind of hard trying to figure out what in the world I was going to do. I don't think this would be a big deal to show you because it's so marked up you're never going to be able to see anything anyway. But somebody, when they did this, used a pencil to color in. I used colored pencils, and I did these first two columns. There's about 1,000 stitches in them all together. And so I did almost half of them. But those different colored pencils are my days. So, and really I only have the rest of this page, and then my other page is a teeny part. Because part of it is, it's already included in the other page.
Right.
So. And I just love this lady. I just think it's very sweet. So there are a couple others I would like to pull out and do. Nantucket Rose is one of them, and Katie has that pattern. But I don't want to start it until I get this one done. Right. I try not to start multiples of the same designer when they're bigger. If you hear, I'm supposed to tell you this, if you hear weird wicking noises, it's because Katie's up here cutting fabric for Booksleeves. Then in my Judy bag, cute one, is my Hawk Run Hollow. And I again rebelled this week, and I stuck with February, which you guys saw last week. Where is my cover page? There it is. So a year at Hawk Run Hollow, and I am working to finish up February, because then I will have that whole top row finished.
Right.
And that's really exciting to me. I was tired on Thursday. I didn't get a ton done, but and I forgot I was stitching in DMC and that I could actually stitch rows instead of having to do one stitch at a time, I'm just going to put this through to the back so you don't have my thread hanging. There we go. But I had done the outline of the heart. So this week I put in the letters and I started filling up the inside.
Wow, that's looking so good.
Thank you. So it was going okay. And really, if I would just sit with that and stitch, I would get that filled in. And then there are 4 little spots plus the 2 people to fill in on that one. So still quite a bit, probably about 2,500 stitches left in that block.
Right. Well, the last time you finished a block on that piece, it was during the Show Me retreat. So maybe you can finish that block during Frogwarts.
Oh, maybe then I should do the other, like the people in the little spots. so that I could just fill
Just
in.
fill in. Mm-hmm.
That might be a good plan. See, thanks for saying that.
You're welcome.
And then I got a little card time. You know what's in here?
No, I don't.
This is what I have my pattern print SAL piece in.
Oh, because it's a blue bag, of course.
And even the inside is swirly blue with stars.
Oh, I love that.
And this one, I think I only left one pattern in here. Yeah, I moved it. This is from the Scarlet House, and it's called Samplers. And I am changing, she has a conversion. I'm changing the dogs to the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be my little sheepies. And it's not an exciting bit of progress because all I did was keep moving along on the border.
Right. But that's perfect for a car project.
Yeah, except that this is, I can't remember if I'm using the 36 or the 40.
Oh,
I don't think I put the bag in here.
that's hard for a car project.
Yeah, and it's R&R Reproductions Hawk, yeah, what's it called?
Is it Stars Hollow? Is that what you're
Stars
doing?
Hollow, yes.
Because I remember
I
being
had
like,
Hawk Run in my brain.
I remember being like, she's using the Stars Hollow on the pattern prints piece.
Okay. Okay, so my next whip is in my cute Leslie Hurley bag. And on July 1st, I felt like having a patriotic start. And I looked through, and what was next to me, I came up with this. I have Land That I Love from Lizzie Kate, which I just think is really cute.
Yeah.
And I found a little piece of linen laying next to me. Oh, look, here's another one where I didn't pull my thread through to the back.
It's okay. Whenever I finish stitching, I always put it in like the spot for the next stitch. And so before we film, I'm always like, oh, hurry up and move that.
Pull those through, right? Yeah.
Or I just don't do it.
Yeah, this was a big, can you see how long that piece is?
Yeah.
So this is what I have done. And it is on, I don't know if this is the 28 or the 32 count heroic from Picture This Plus.
Very nice.
So it's got some red and maybe this will help and you'll see more. It's got some red and blue spots in it. And I am just grabbing, there were colors in the bag. I keep a patriotic bag. And there were flosses in there, and I just grabbed them and started using them.
Nice.
I did have to go find a green because I didn't have one lighter. And the little sheepy on here, see this I could actually tag for you. The little sheepy are called for in Whisper. And I will have to see, hopefully I don't have my Whisper tucked away in a project. And I can just find it and go. So that's that one. And then there's this. Okay. I didn't talk about this last week because my brain didn't work, but my birthday was Friday.
Yeah.
And I always have a start on my birthday. And this year, if you follow me on Instagram, I invited you to join in for the July birthday SAL. This one's real tough, you guys. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. All you do is tag it July birthday SAL and show me what you're working on. That's it.
Yeah, that's perfect. And also that works for me because my birthday's at the end of July.
Yeah.
And it works for our IT department / additional co-host Katie because hers is in a couple of days.
Yes, hers is on Wednesday. If you want to do something that I would like, my favorite color is purple. This is a Love You More bag that, I don't know if this was an exclusive or what. No, this is one that we had. And the inside is the same fabric, but it has these great orange. So this one is like purple and pink.
Wow.
And the other one is purple and orange. So you could stitch something purple. You could stitch something with rabbits. You could stitch something patriotic because it's July. Oh, you could stitch something Christmas because there's Christmas in July. I mean, there are a lot of options. And then what could they stitch for you?
Well, I like green. That's my favorite color.
There you
And
go.
I like everything. So you can stitch on whatever you want to.
And Katie, I would have to think. She's like not so bad. Oh, you could stitch a chalk project for her because
Oh, yeah, she has been all about those chalk projects. And she's doing a year of Halloween.
yes, so you could also do Halloween for her. So yeah, I mean, we are so eclectic, and that's what I mean. And if you have a birthday in July, you should really tag us and let us know that it's when your birthday is.
Right.
So, then we'll follow your birthday, Sal, unless you just want to use ours, which is fine because I made it so general that we could use it every year.
That's true.
I have been eyeing this, and I've kind of alluded to this and haven't really just come out and said it. I love this piece, Flowers of Rose Hall from Rosewood Manor, and I'm doing this.
Ooh.
Now, our lovely friend Julie Dean did this over one. I'm not doing mine over one. And there are a couple reasons. I mean, I don't especially enjoy over one, but also the fabric that I have, see, I lost my train of thought. The fabric that I have is really, I could have done it over one and it would have been perfect, but I want you to see the fabric because
Right.
it is gorgeous. This is done in Valdani silks. That's the silk pack.
Ooh.
There is a misprint on the chart. It says 153 and the floss is actually number 513. But that's okay because we can do that. Oh, and do you see? This one has some green in it, some blue green.
Oh, yeah.
So there, I'm stitching that part for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, and really, this one has a lot of green in it. It's goldish, has a lot of green in it. It's the part that I started with. So let me get that. And I did put this on my hoop to do it, but the hoop won't fit in my Love You More bag. So
Right.
this is a great big piece of silk weaver fabric, and it is it's a solo. There's my tag. It's Keisha linen, 28 count. They said sometimes if you take the information on the tag, they can figure out what color it was and maybe sort of recreate it. Look at this.
Ooh.
I mean, the fabric, and my fabric is twice this size. Here's the other side.
Wow.
I don't know how much of that you're getting.
Oh,
That just washed it out, didn't it?
yeah. I mean, you can definitely see some splotches in it, but I think the light's making it a little bit lighter than it probably is.
It is like the most fabulous purple. That's okay, I think. It's also hard to tell you guys because when we're filming, I would imagine, well, Keisha's on a phone, right?
No, I'm on the computer.
On the computer, that's right. Okay. So my picture is about 1/2 inch by 1 inch in the corner.
Right.
Is that you too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's really hard to tell what things look like from our side. That's why we talk to each other like this and say, oh, do this, because we can see each other really well. That's my start. I've just done a little bit of time each morning, starting on the 3rd. And I found out that I made a mistake when I picked it up yesterday on the 4th. I found out that I had made a mistake in the, like 20 stitches I put in on the 3rd because I was gone all day.
Right.
So I had to pull a bunch, and I had already put a bunch more in when I figured that out. So I had to unstitch all the way back to it.
Oh, no.
I was really excited this morning because this gold thing was done, and I got to move over to see what the purple would look like.
Ooh, nice.
And this is 3 strands of the silk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she called for. 28 count, 3 strands of silk. So I was afraid it would look too bulky, but I think it's doing fine, and I will be in good shape with it.
Yeah.
So, and I have more than enough silk because our friend Julie, since she stitched it over one, she gave me her leftovers and
Oh,
bag that she had them in.
that's nice.
So I'm starting with her. So Julie is with me too on this journey. Okay, so that was all of my whips, and so we're on to plans.
Plans. Okay, well, excuse me. I don't have that many plans. I will probably continue to work on the mill hill that I showed you because I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm getting close to finishing all of the magenta. And then
That would be huge.
Yes, I mean, because there's not a whole lot. I'm getting pretty close. Once I get the magenta in and get in this this big moon that's in the middle here, then I will be pretty close to beading. So it'd be nice to get that done. I will definitely try my best to finish the Lindy Stitches SAL so that that's done before the baby gets here, since I'm going to get the next pattern on Friday. And then I will work on Hakra and Hollow, and then I'll probably work on the Haid. So it might just be a whole lot of the same thing that you saw this week.
Okay, and when you started talking about it, I had said this as plans. So what pops into my head is man plans and God laughs. And that would be especially pertinent for you.
That's true. Or I could get no stitching done because the baby decides he's coming today.
I mean, that little man plans and God laughs. That just popped in, and I thought, this is like the most perfect time that, yes, that is what would happen.
Right.
So
guys, I'm not making any plans.
And my plans, okay, so if you are part of the Frogwarts retreat through the Black Needle Society, that starts on Friday. Katie and I are finishing up. We have all of the basic stuff done, and we are at the point where now we are double checking. So that's really exciting because we feel pretty prepared for it. Man plans, God laughs. Yes. So, but Katie is sitting up here cutting fabric for our Muggles Unite week for Love You More, and we got some extra because of the Frogwarts retreat, and I don't know how many patterns she's cutting, but it's huge. And yeah, there is so much fabric. It's like crazy. I will be sewing like a banshee to get everything done so that we don't have to be behind on those things. But I'm also going to make sure that I get some relaxed time. And Wednesday is Katie's birthday. And we are going to take some time and do something away from the house so that we can't work. Because
that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. But in the midst of all this, I will stitch. Thursday will definitely be Hakra and Hollow, and I have not been good about taking Hakra and Hollow day. So, but it will be Hakra and Hollow, and I will also, I'm going to spin for another whip. I'm going to keep throwing in those starts on some of the patriotic pieces. I also want to get a couple of my Christmas pieces out and just play with them. Probably that's what I'll do today because, yeah, it's that time. But my next whip, let's see what it's going to be. Oh, come on.
Ooh.
I love when you do that because I can't see it. Oh, the Flower a Day Sal from Carolyn Manning. That will be totally relaxing because it's over one.
But you had such great plans for it this year, so it'll be good to.
I did. And they just went by the wayside. But you know what? Maybe putting that on my hoop will make a difference. Because it changes colors so often. And I just think having it more steady will help. In case you're wondering, I picked up a hoop because my arthritis is just really starting to get to me. And I am an in-hand stitcher, and holding my fabric has just started to be a problem. You'll notice that we had another little edit before this. It's because I went to pick up my phone and I couldn't hang on to it and I dropped it. So I just need a little help with things to
Right.
get all of this going. And I'm trying the hoop, and I may actually go to a lap stand at some point here.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be good.
yeah, it would be fun. So other than that, I'm going to stitch through the weekend, and I will have to choose some patterns that I feel like I can really work on and make some good progress and not have to pay a lot of attention. So that February is perfect.
Right, right.
And I think that little land that I love that I got started, if I can get like the house outlined, that'll just have to be filled in.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things that I think I can do pretty easily.
Yeah, that'll be good. And I'm also participating in the retreat. I just don't know how long I get to participate.
So, and you have promised to be Peeves for the weekend.
Yes, yes, because I would have, normally I probably would have helped out a little bit more, but we don't know when the baby's coming. So probably during the
Will be
retreat.
coming soon. Yes.
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 So because we don't have that much longer to go.
Yes. And your mother's coming, did you say Sunday?
Yes, next Sunday evening, because my mom is going to come and, help with last minute preparations and then, pace our floors while we're at the hospital, I'm sure. So
Because she doesn't get to go to the hospital.
Right. The current restrictions in our area is that I can have one person with me whenever I give birth. So that's my husband. And then nobody can come visit us at the hospital, just to avoid people coming in and out. So, and I get to go get a coronavirus test on Wednesday because at the hospital that I'm delivering at, they're doing virus testing for everyone who's going to be coming in for a procedure. So
That's really reassuring, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's nice because basically, obviously I have to give birth whether or not I have COVID or not.
Right.
But if I do end up having it, then they're going to assume that Timothy has it and he can't come and go from the room. If I don't have it, then they'll assume he doesn't. And if he needs to go down to the cafeteria or something like that, he'll be free to go back and forth. So
that'll be awesome. So everybody send your good thoughts for Keisha.
Yeah.
That everything goes well. And we're not even, plans. We're not even going to think about that. So
yeah. And really, I've seen a lot of the comments and I haven't been really replying because I have been sleeping a lot. Or just zoning out. But a lot of people have been sending well wishes and I really appreciate it. Thank you for thinking about me and thinking about little boy. And I'm just so excited and also nervous, but mostly.
So, okay, I think there is nothing else to say this week except thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. If you give us a thumbs down, okay, but tell us why, because we want to know, because we are more than happy to at least consider some suggestions. Not saying that we will change anything that we do, but we would consider it.
Right. If you tell us we ramble too much, we'd be like, okay, this week we're not going to ramble, and then we will completely ramble again.
There is no stopping us. Not until we're back together again.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. And yeah, I think it's been a good full episode. I'm hopeful that we have one more together. And then I know there'll just be a little break until you feel like you're ready. Katie has just graciously agreed to step in and just have fun hanging out with Mom, making video. It won't be here because there is not enough room for 2 chairs.
Right. And you guys will love Katie. And at the very least, you'll get a huge stash section and add. I know that I will be watching with a piece of paper and a pen in hand so that I can write down all the things I want.
Oh yeah, I'm like, does that live in your stash or in mine? So she likes things to live in her stash because it's smaller. So. Anyway, I think that's it. So bye.
Bye. Have a good week.